It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
It is showtime. What's happening, everybody? You know what time it is. What time is it? It's Geno Jones Showtime. How you doing? Yes, I am Geno, and I come to you live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. if you're in Chicago, 3:30 p.m. out on the West Coast. Please subscribe to the Geno Jones Show on the Geno Jones channel right here on YouTube. Subscribe, share, like, and binge watch every back episode, all my back episodes. Tell everybody you know and don't know. Everybody that you like, that you love, that you're okay with, maybe not too crazy about. Folks you can't stand, even folks you hate, strangers, aliens, I don't care. Tell them all, the biggest and the baddest, the best in the business, right here, the Geno Jones Show. So let's jump it off. Let's talk about Miss Beyonce. Yes, Beyonce's album, it is officially out. It dropped on Friday, Renaissance, and the Queen Bee has something for the church girls, something for the dance clubs, something for the strip clubs, something for the drag balls. On that album, it's got everything. It's even got one cut that's got a nice little like 80s R&B groove. So shout out to the Queen Bee, Beyonce. Wow, you did your thing, man. This is like the dance album of the year. And lyrics, and she had a lot of folks writing, Jay-Z co-wrote one song. She's got half of the album was written and produced by a female production team. I call them like the young female version of Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. They are called the Nova Wave. Nova, like Nova's new, like Nova Wave, two sisters. Not like biological, but two brilliant black women magic. Well, relatively young sisters. You know what I'm saying. So anyway, their names, Brittany. So it's Brittany Comey and Denisha Andrews. So it's Shy and Blue June. That's their nicknames. So Brittany is Shy, and Denisha, she is Blue June. So they produced and co-wrote like half the songs on there. A lot of different people collaborated in the whole writing process. Raphael Sadiq, he's got writing credits on there. Listen, but if you love B, listen, this album is all about girl power, women power, black woman magic, women's empowerment. You know, that's Beyonce's vibe, and she will not let you down. Now, the original version, Beyonce's a little potty mouth on some of the songs. So if you, just parents, it's probably too late because, you got kids, 10 or 11, they probably already listened to it on their tablet and smartphone. But I'm just saying, if they haven't, if you're thinking about like ordering it, you're going to download it. Yeah, especially, like I say, if you got young kids or preteens, parents, you make that decision. But I'm just saying, I just want to give you a heads up that, she get a little potty mouth, really from the very first song. She's not. She's got like the sample and this effect of, she is repping the Fifth Ward. Yes, the Fifth Ward, Houston, Texas side of Beyonce. She letting it all hang out. And like I said, Beyonce fans absolutely love it. Very creative, innovative. I talked to some members of the Beehive. Well, really, it's really one member. My oldest daughter, she's really a member of the Beehive. Boogie loves Beyonce. She listened to it. So I talked to her Sunday morning. She had already listened to it. She said multiple times, Dad. Now, the baby girl, Allie, she's a real music critic. So she hadn't listened to the whole thing yet. She said, but I heard it's kind of on the pop side. More really, it's on the house side. Even though you got one song that's kind of got the Afro beats vibe, but it's like house music circa 1980 meets house music 2022. Now let me do this real quick. So shout out to Beyonce. Congratulations, my sister. You've done your thing. Renaissance is repping for the culture. Black girl, black woman magic. She is setting it out. She got samples. So if you like samples, or they call them interpolations instead of interpretations, interpolations. Really like a sample. You play the sample. So she sampled everybody from Donna Summers, I Feel Love. You know, with this guy named Giorgio Moroder, because he produced like all Donna's biggest hits, I Feel Love and Hot Stuff and Bad Girl. So she didn't sample Bad. Now oh man, man, if you'd have sampled Bad Girls, it'd have been a wrap. I'd have had to jump up on the table and start dancing. But so she sampled Donna Summers' I Feel Love. She sampled Tina Marie on there. Of course, you've heard the scuttlebutt, the controversy about her sampling Khaleesi's Milkshake. She sampled Robin S.'s Show Me Love, which is straight house out of the 90s. And Robin S. was like, hey, thanks for sampling me, sis. You know what I'm saying? Even though she didn't get writing credit. So Beyonce on this album even sampled, get ready for it, the Clark sisters on a song called Church Girls. Yeah, just listen to it. So, listen, she's got some dynamite songs on there. As a matter of fact, so this album, Renaissance, Beyonce said is dedicated to her late Uncle Johnny, who she calls her godmother, who introduced her to house music, who made her prom dress, who helped raise her. So Uncle Johnny is Beyonce's mom, Tina's nephew. So I guess Beyonce's mom got an older sister and brother. So anyway, so Uncle Johnny was around Beyonce and Solange and helped raise him and the whole 9 yards. So if you like, and everybody, have you noticed? Like everybody's trying to do this house music thing. Now for a dude who grew up in Chicago that was around when house music hit, I was like in high school when it hit, like 79, early 80s. I was at the warehouse, hence the name House Music. Shout out, rest, peace, power, and paradise to Frankie Knuckles, the godfather of house, and all the Chicago DJs. It's too many to mention. Farley Keith, we called him Farley Jack Master Funk. And you got my man, shout out to Steve Silk Hurley, JM Silk, Jamie Principle. Man, there's so many. I can't even name Adonis. I can't Jamie Principle. I can't name everybody. But I was growing up in that vibe. So it's interesting to see how music goes full cycle. Beyonce, Drake doing house, some other folks. Everybody got. I heard a house remix of Lizzo's new song, right? About Damn Time. I heard like a house music remix version of it, and it sounded pretty good too. So I ain't mad at you all. Do your thing. Everything, music, like in life, everything goes full cycle. So if you're a big Beyonce fan, you won't be disappointed. And if you love house music, then you won't be disappointed either. And if you don't, well, shame on you. All right, let me say happy birthday today, two-time Olympic gold medal swimmer. Now, who said black folks can't swim? Because this sister, she smashed that stereotype. Simone Manuel, 2016 Olympics in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. She won 2 gold medals in the swimming sprints, I think 100 free and 50-meter freestyle, and then she won 2 silver medals. Simone Manuel is 26 today. Speaking of athletes, Skylar Diggins-Smith, she is a WNBA star, hooper. She's 32 today. And Mayor Muriel Bowser of Washington, D.C., a.k.a. Chocolate City, a.k.a. I guess it's more like butterscotch and mocha. It ain't as chocolate as it used to be, so it's more probably like a mocha butter pecan, butterscotch kind of vibe. So Mayor Muriel Bowser of Washington, D.C. is 50 today. Shout out to all the Leos, the Lions, represent Lions. Let me hear you roar, roar. All right, my guest is a future star. Ladies and gentlemen, he was a barber, he was a truck driver, he was a detailer, but he never gave up on his dream of being a singer, a songwriter, a performer, and the brother is bad, and he's got a very interesting story that I'm a part of. Small, very teeny small part, but I'm gonna let him tell you about it. And he's got a hit song called Show Me. Let's bring him on camera. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome my guest, Ton, to the show. What's happening, fella? How you doing,
What's
man?
up? How you doing, Geno Jones?
Boy, your shot look, you got a good camera there, boy. The shot look good and everything. Look at you. Look like you got the fresh lineup and everything, the beard all groomed up. Go on now, brother. I see you doing your thing.
I try.
Hey, man, let me congratulate you, man, just on your single, Show Me, is doing great, and I can't wait to hear the entire album, so I want you to tell us all about that. So you got an interesting story, man. To me, you have a very inspirational story. So if you don't mind, why don't you share us the story? Because in my lead-in, I mentioned listen, you won't have to worry about a recession, brother, because you got multi-skills. You probably line up, you doing the fade, the lineup, you can drive a truck, you can get detailing the ride, the whole night. So tell us a little bit about your story, man. How did this journey begin?
First, of course, like all singers, some singers, most singers that's in the singing industry started from church. My grandfather was a musician, and then I found out later on that I had a gift and branched out from church with singing with different groups and playing with different groups. Mike Brown of Focus, I was the horn player for that.
Okay.
And then I found out that I lately had a gift of my own, being a songwriter, singer, producer. So I went to Full Sail University, and then after that, I shortly started doing my own works, and I wrote the song "Show Me" about 12 years ago.
What?
And in the process of that, I was actually, 12. Show Me is about 12 years ago.
I gotta stop you. 12 years. Wow. So, tell us that. So I can imagine that in that 12-year period, man, you probably had some highs and lows, but what I admire about you and your story, that you never gave up on your dream and your vision. So go ahead and finish talking about it. But man, 12 years. And you know that says about this song? That says that the song is timeless. Everybody can't make a song that's timeless. There's certain songs, when you hear them, they're from a certain period, certain, era. But when you got a timeless song, you can play today, you can put in a time vault and play it 50 years from now. You can get in a time machine and go back 50 years and it would still be a hit. So for your first major hit to be a song that's timeless like that, man, just kudos to you, brother.
Appreciate that. And just going through life, man, every young man goes through situations in their life, man, from being in relationships, and having downfalls. But in the midst of all of that, I had to grow up and realize that I had to, go through life and make things happen. I couldn't make any excuses. I can't make no excuses anymore. So, from being homeless, man, from sleeping on the floor, from sleeping in the barbershop, from having a car, from getting repos, it's happened. From being a father at an early age and wasn't able to pay child support at one point in my life. And from all of that, I'm here to let somebody know that you can actually still make it in the midst of all that you're going through. And so from that, I stopped with the singing for a while, but then I came back. I met my manager, Andre Williams, and that believed in me, man. And he was like, man, listen, bro, I keep hearing your name in the wind. I'm like, man, look, you ain't talking about me because I'm just a barber and, a cut to the a truck driver, and I do some things. He was like, no, man, I actually believe in you, man. He said, man, let me hear your music. So I said, cool. I pulled the song out. He said, man, bro, like the same thing you said, he said that's timeless. And ever since then, man, we had a connection. So DJ D Nice, I talked to DJ D Nice and I said, man, I just want to get your opinion, DJ D Nice. He was like, man, you sure? I said, yeah, man, I just want to get your opinion, man. I said, what do you think about this? And when I sent to him, he was like, man, you got a hit on your hands. And so I came down to the radio station, you know what I'm saying? Like how you do, you go down to the radio station and say, I want my song to be played, but then, you know, they got to hear it and stuff like that. And I was in a barbershop, and before they actually played it, I saw Geno. I was like, yo, Geno, man, man, can you play my song on the radio? He was like, man, he said, yeah, sure, man. Just GenoJones.com, blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay, cool. But then the song came on the radio right after that, probably maybe a couple weeks after that. And I don't even think knew that it was me that he saw inside Walmart when I was managing the barbershop at Walmart. And I told him the other day when I saw him with Mr. Crumley, he was like, that was you? I was like, yeah, that was me, man. He was like, yeah, that's you. He's like, man, it's crazy. He said, I'm proud of you. And I appreciate the fact that, you know what? It feels good, it really feels good to know that you can be in the midst of people and people don't know who you are.
Yeah.
They don't know that there's greatness around them.
Yes.
But, it feels good to know that. And the fact that God is bringing me into to the forefront is still kind of overwhelming. And I'm still taking in it. I'm taking in everything that's going on. But I'm grateful. I'm blessed. And, now the song's on the radio. We got another hit song coming out called Hometown. It's a country joint. It's going to be crazy.
I love
crazy,
that.
Crazy.
I love that versatility. Man, I'm not mad at you. Get all that money, man. Get the R&B, pop. Heck, do a house cut, do a Southern soul joint, do a country joint, do a rock joint. Hell, do a classical joint. Do it all, man. Get all them checks. I am not mad at you. Listen, man, Tone, I am so humbled and honored that God saw fit to just use me as just a little small vessel because in no part did I play in terms of the radio station playing the song. I say, hey man, listen, send it to management, and you send it to management, and management heard it, and like I said, I'm playing your song, and I had no idea it was you until like you said, I saw you last week. I'm like, no, wait, man, Tone, dude, man, and then I remember you reminded me. So I'm really humbled
yes,
and honored that God used me as a vessel, but it was meant for you, man. It was what God has in store for you. My mom is watching right now. And, one of her pearls of wisdom is like, when God has something for you, nobody can deny it. And
exactly,
you are living proof of that. So listen, Tone, for anybody that's watching that's got a dream, but it maybe seems like that dream will never come true, because you talked about some of the highs and lows, man. You went from being homeless and sleeping in the barbershop where you worked at and everything else you went through. At your lowest point, what got you through and what caused you? What was it? What was the spark? What did you hold on to that allowed you to keep moving forward for you to get to where you are right now?
When I look at my family, my wife and kids, when I look at my kids and I see them and how they light up when I walk through the house, and even from my oldest to youngest, every time I see them, it's like, okay, God, I know what you showed me. I wrote the vision, I made it plain upon the table, though it may tarry, wait for it. Habakkuk 2, I wrote the vision, and I said, okay, God, I know it's hard, but I see it. But I said that I'm going to live to see it happen. And in the process of me living, I'm working, putting forth the action so God can meet me in the middle of everything that's going on. I had to remind myself that, my kids, they're here and they just want to have fun and play. But at the end of the day, I have to put forth the effort to make sure that they're taken care of.
Yes.
At one time of my life, I couldn't say that. I was all over the place. I didn't know. My mind was all over the place. Like when I said I couldn't think about what to go eat at the moment. I was just like, man, God, I'm so overwhelmed. But I had to realize and buckle myself down and say, man, listen, if Steve Harvey could do it, if Kevin Hart could do it,
yes,
if Steve Jobs could do it, I can do it. I hear those stories when Steve Harvey said he was in his car sleeping. And, I think about all of that stuff. And, he's been married 3 times. I think about all of that. I said, man, it's never too late to become what you wanted to become. I don't care. I don't care what age it is. You can be 50 years old and still do what you want to do. And God bless you to be what you need to be.
Come on, long.
Never give up. Keep pushing.
As long as you got breath in your body. I always say nobody can beat you being the best version of you. And I also say I don't gamble, but they say in Vegas always bet on black. And I say in life always bet on you because nobody can beat you being the best version. Nobody can beat you being the best version of you. And that's the hard when you could once you figure out who you really are and what your purpose is and your passion, and you put that together and you match it with the work ethic and the discipline, determination, and the commitment, the only person that can keep you from your greatness is you. And you figured that out, Tone. And man, I am so proud of you. So shout out to my coworkers. Shout out to DJ D Nice. Shout out to Stephen Crumley, you know, our operations manager. He's like our head coach. He's like our Phil Jackson. So tell us about the song, Show Me, the inspiration behind it, and talk about your album. And you say you wrote songs, so I'm sure you contributed, wrote a lot of songs, did some producing. So tell us about the single and the album.
Okay, so Show Me, inspiration from life, relationships, and so. You know, many times in relationships, you know, we have relationships with women, and you know, sometimes women don't know what they really want. And in the midst of the song, I was like, man, look, I don't know what you want. This is what I want. So I need to know what you want. But in the midst of all of that, I said each woman wants to be loved differently. Each man wants to be loved differently. But if I teach you how to love me, then you can love me in the best version of me.
Yes.
So the song came from an inspiration from a relationship to where I say, you know what? Whatever relationship I get into after this, I want to make sure that I know the person for who they are and love them for who they want me to love them for. So then that way I can't get it confused with nobody. I can't get it confused with the next person. So that song came from that. And then I was like, you know, if I can love you for you, I'll give you the world. I can give you whatever you want. I just need to know how to love you. And that's where the song came from. Me and my producer William Patrick, Dempsey on the beat. We was inside the house, inside the garage, and I started playing on the keys. He was playing the guitar. He was like, "Yo, man, I keep hearing this." And I said, "Man, yo, keep playing that again." And I got on the keys, and I said, "You know what?" I started writing to it, and instantly, boom! It was just like, "Yeah, that's it."
It is so funny. I gotta share this story with you because it piggybacks on what you was just saying. It's just like affirmation. And I had to learn this almost the hard way, but I had to credit my mom who's watching with Damaris, my wife. I had to learn to love her, not the way that I wanted to love her, because you know, you love somebody, we have our own vision of how a man should be, and you know, you want to provide, especially material things, you want to feel like you can protect her. But I remember my mother saying, she basically said, Jeannie, you got to learn to love Damaris, not the way you want to love her, but the way she needs to be loved. And that's dude, it was like a light, like somebody cut the lights on. When my mother told me that, it hit me, and I got it. I'm like, oh wow, I understand what she's saying. That's a big difference in terms of how I wanted to do it instead of asking like you did. So there was some wisdom on you, brother. It's like, okay, hey, look, you tell me how you want to be loved, and I'm gonna follow your lead. So you were right on point with that. So talk about the album, man. When is it released yet? If it's not, you got a release date. And tell us a little bit more about this country song too. Don't forget that.
Yeah. Okay. So the album we're leading towards like the beginning of the year, maybe towards the end of the year. I gotta talk with my manager just to make sure. But as far as the country song, crazy.
What's the name of it? What's the name of it?
It's called Hometown.
Okay.
It's called Hometown, and it's about chilling with your family, you know, eating food, and pretty much going home with like love. You know, like you get love from the family. You go home, and it's more of a family-oriented song, man. And it's just having fun, you know. And many times in life we don't know how to relax, but then when we get around our family, it's like, okay, we just can let our hair down and just be us. Like, I don't gotta fool around, or I don't have to pretend like I'm somebody that I'm not when I'm around my family. I should be able to be myself when I'm around my peers and my friends. So it's called hometown, and it got a little kick to it. It's crazy.
So what was your inspiration to want to kind of give it a country spin? Were you like a fan of country music, or you say, you know what, I want to do something different? Are you seeing the sisters and the brothers? Shout out to the Mickey Guyton's and what's the Kane Brown, the beige brother.
Kane Brown.
Yeah, I guess you like, well, wait a minute. And then of course we right here, we got to shout out Darius Rucker. So, you know, it's like, I guess you like, yeah, I can rock this too. Yeah. So were they part of the were they part of the inspiration for you wanting to do a country song like that?
You know what? I love Darius Rucker, man. Darius Rucker, man, he's from Orleans, Dallas, man, right here in West Ashley. I like Blanco Brown, but I like Blake Shelton and Tim McGraw. I love Blake Shelton and Tim McGraw. And like I've always wanted to do a country song, but I never can find any tracks. So again, Dempsey on the beat was like, "Hey man, I got a country song for you." I said, "What?" And my manager and I was in the studio just listening to it. And as soon as my manager heard it, he said, "I don't want that. Let's buy that now."
I love it. And
he bought it as soon as he bought it. But as a matter of fact, as soon as Dempsey played it, I heard the song was like boom, boom, God. I started writing to an instrument. I was like, oh, okay, boom. And then I think I wrote that song within like 2 days.
Wow.
Less than 2 days.
Wow. So let me ask you. Yeah. So, okay, quick game, because I know you got to go. You're running out of time. I appreciate your time. Dream producer. If you had like the little magic bottle that you could rub and the genie would give you like 3 or 4 wishes, if you could pick one producer to work with, who would it be? And if you could pick one person to do a duet with, who would your dream duet on your bucket list be with? They might be watching. If not, somebody can send them a copy of the show. You might be getting a call or a text or somebody DMing in your DMs there. So who would it be? You got to think about that. He's like,
all right, no. This is a great answer. All right, I would say Babyface.
Yeah, I could see. Oh man, Face. You and Face.
I would say Babyface because Babyface is a phenomenal writer.
Yes,
he is an amazing producer, musician, and can sing. And he's, as far as that timeless music,
yes,
I want to do that. I want my music to be known for generations to come.
Love it.
Now my second answer after that would have been, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm a big Neil fan. You know, he's vice president of Day on Motown. So I would have said Neil, because Neil is a phenomenal writer as well.
Yeah.
And I would do a duet with Babyface, man, because he's just amazing all the way across the board, man. You can't really.
All you got to do is say Babyface. That's it. Face.
That's it. You can't even argue with that.
No, not at all. Not at all. Even though I can see you messing with Jam and Lewis too now. I can definitely see you in the pocket with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. So okay, so let's talk about that bucket list duet. Who would be the bucket list for a duet? He's like, Hey, and you know what? I'm gonna expand the field for you. Living or an ancestor, even if they're among the ancestors, doesn't matter. You just who would be your dream duet?
Living our ancestors.
Yeah, either one, whatever. Yeah,
if Michael Jackson was here, I would do a duet with Michael Jackson. But he ain't here.
Right. So you got to pick somebody. So I would. Rest in peace, Power in Paradise, and Mike.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace, Mike. I would say duet wise.
I made him think on that one. He's like, man, he had to close his eyes. He's like, wait a minute, I got to really think.
There's so many great artists,
What was
man.
okay, let me do this. What was the first name that came to your mind outside of Mike?
Outside of Mike. All right, male Usher, female Beyonce.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Have you heard Beyonce's new album yet?
I keep hearing about it. I keep hearing about this track for her and Tim's. I gotta listen to it.
Yeah. Well, listen. First of all, she got something for the nightclub, for the dance club. She got something for the strip club. She got something for the drag balls. She got the church girl songs. She sampled the Clark sisters. So she got it.
Wow.
Listen, and growing up in Chicago.
She went all out.
Oh yeah, and then growing up in Chicago, where house started, in the late '70s, early '80s. Being in high school. So, dude, I'm totally in a zone. Listening to, it's like taking me back to the '80s. Taking me back,
yes.
High school and then college, the whole 9 yards. So I'm feeling it. I can see that. Yeah, Beyonce or Usher. So listen, Tone, you have a permanent home here on the Geno Jones Show. I want to congratulate you. Listen, Show Me is amazing. So am I correct? The next single, is that going to be the country song, the country kind of vibe song you were talking about? Okay. All right.
Yes, sir. It's a country song called Hometown.
Okay.
We're the release date is we're shooting for the 30th. So we want to say the 30th. So that's gonna be the date for the 30th. And if anything changes, I will let you know. Exactly, I'll let you know.
Well, listen, you got a home right here on the Geno Jones Show. Come on back anytime. Promote whatever you're talking about. Once you lock down one, if you get a DM from Beyonce or from us, you say, hey, I want to do this duet, or maybe Darius Rucker's calling you. So shout out to, you know what? Since you mentioned country music and seeing some brothers and sisters doing it. So I just happened to, in my show my preparation for my show, I happened to run across a video, and I can't think of the name. There are three sisters, 3 black women, but 2 of them are actually, okay, do you remember? I can't think of it. The name is on the tip of my tongue. But, so they were
I can't remember. I think there was on the Voice or something like that.
America's Got Talent.
Yeah, America's Got Talent.
Yeah. And they shut Simon up. It was like, they did their thing, dude. They are from Mississippi, and they had been trying to break through in Nashville, and I just happened to see the video, and I just said, oh man, this sister's doing a country vibe. I said, cool, let me see what they sound like. Man, dude, they killed it. Stage presence, the voice. They sang. They kind of did like a redo of a Dolly Parton song. I can't even remember the song, but dude, they killed it.
Yeah.
Even Dolly Parton had to shout them out on Twitter. She's like, girl, I want to do a duet with y'all. They killed it. So I would love to see you link up with those three sisters. And I know somebody they're gonna put it in my chat room. And I'm trying to look at my notes here. See, I don't have it in front of me, but Chapel, there it is, Chapel Heart. That's the name, Chapel Heart.
Chapel Heart.
Yeah, Chapel Heart group. Because I follow them on social media and everything. That's how impressed I was. So we're going to speak that into existence. Coming soon, a duet, Tone and Chapel Heart.
I receive it.
Receive it, brother. Hey, man, love and respect to you. Congratulations, man. I am so, so proud of you. And like I said, you have a permanent home. So looking forward to when you have some time, come back on the show.
I appreciate you, man. Much love to you too, man. I appreciate you so much.
I appreciate you.
All right, buddy.
That's my man, Tone. Yeah, we got an incredible story. Talented, man. Show Me. You got to check it out. As a matter of fact, later on this week, you're going to see the video. We're going to play his video, Show Me. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you. And God, most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Please subscribe to the Geno Jones Show on the Geno Jones channel. You and everybody you know and don't know, everybody you like, love, can't stand, hate, doesn't matter, strangers, aliens. Please subscribe to the show, to the channel. Share this and every episode, like this and every episode, and binge watch all my back episodes. Shout out to Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check him out on Instagram, Kel Be Cutting Up. That's KELBECUTTINUP. Allie Jones is the drip director. She is the official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show. As I just get that off the screen, I apologize for that. You can check Allie out on Instagram. She is LX. So it's L as in Lexi, LX is an extra, .NCL. N as in Nancy, C as in Charlie, L as in Larry, underscore is that little dash at the bottom. LX.NCL_. The next live edition of the Geno Jones Show is going to be Wednesday, Hump Day, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Once again, I want to thank my guest, Ton. Check out his brand new song. You're going to see the video here coming up. As a matter of fact, I'm going to play it tomorrow. Show Me, and all week long, it'll be in rotation here on the Geno Jones Show. Thank you, Ton. I'm proud of you, brother. I do remember I was in Walmart. I was walking out of Walmart, and there was a barber shop. There's one Walmart that I went to. There was a barber shop just as you walk in and walk out. And I was walking out, I heard somebody call my name. And it was Ton, and he told me about his music. And I said, well, let's, send it to the radio station, and the powers that be, the bosses, they'll check it out, and the rest is history. So I'm so, so happy and so proud of him. All right, everybody, I love each and every one of you. I really do, Mother. I love you more than life itself. Thank everybody for watching, and I will leave you with this. As always, be blessed, and let's pray for peace. Thanks for watching. We'll see you live Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Now go back and binge watch all those episodes. Thanks again to my man, Ton.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.